So just to give you a brief, like myself, Omkar, I work as a product manager at AiPply. AiPply is a job search and automated, application tool or a platform that will help you like collate and help the jobs from the different portals. And also it comes with a feature which is auto apply. So it really helps you just auto apply the job into the jobs that are listed down on your portals on the platform. Also, now with for this session, we are going to be talking more on the LinkedIn or more on the how to optimize your profile on LinkedIn so that you get closer or get to land more jobs or more opportunities. How you can also be get more presence and also be in front of those recruiters where you have more maximum opportunity of. So for that, we have, of course, Priyadarshni Bishnoi, who is a personal branding expert and also has lead or like has mentored or has helped to with the B2B firm or B2B founders and coaches to help build their personal brand, but also generate leads for the business. Uh, she has been also a Favicon top 15 rising star worldwide. So yeah, here she is, which will take us through the entire session. And if there's anything that if we want to cover like anything questions, which we will have like at the end of the 10 to 15 minutes, we can have also audience asking questions for them. Okay. So yeah, hi Priyadarshini. Thanks
Hi,
again.
Omkar.
Thanks,
No,
thanks for
thank you.
joining for this session. I think we all are excited for this one, and looking
Yeah,
ahead for some amazing tips and hacks from you.
yeah.
So why like why don't you just like you can just start with your introduction, maybe little bit tell us about yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me over, Tanmay and Omkar. It's a pleasure to be here and talking about what I do. Okay, so a bit about myself. I am a personal branding strategist and a lead generation specialist. What I do is help B2B founders as well as coaches create their presence, their personal brands on LinkedIn, and then get leads for business. So in turn, they are increasing their monthly recurring revenue, their annual recurring revenue, and they're getting more business out of it just by their mere presence on LinkedIn. And that's what we're going to talk about today as well. A bit about myself in the sense of my professional history. I started off as a graduate in engineering. Never really liked you know the technical part of it all. I always knew I wanted to do something in the arts, something in the journalism sector or something. And basically, language was my forte and communication. So what I did was I did my master's in journalism, became a journalist for 5 years, worked with Times Now, NDTV, and but at the back of my mind there was always this thought that I wanted to do something of my own. I did not see myself working a 9 to 5 job for the long haul. And to be honest, that's just my perception. There are people who love doing a 9 to 5 job, and to each their own, but I did not find myself working under somebody for the long haul. And which is why I switched to an ad tech firm where I met Tanmay, and learned marketing with him and his wife Nandita. She was the person who I shadowed, and she taught me a lot when it came to marketing. So I learned marketing there for a year and a half. And by the time I felt that I was it was good enough for me to sort of venture into marketing and sales professionally, I started building my side business. So I was doing a job. I was working at AiPply, and I gave myself 6 months. I thought I would just build my side gig on personal branding, marketing, and sales, and see if it's good enough for me to just leave the job and start pursuing it independently enough. And yeah, 6 months down the line, it was not easy. I built my personal brand. I had to learn storytelling was my forte because I was a journalist, but I had to learn marketing from scratch on the ground. I had to learn sales, and then I felt myself safe enough to sort of take the risk, take the leap, and I quit my job. Um, and started my own business of personal brand building and lead generation. So in entirety, it's a culmination of storytelling, marketing, and sales. And yeah, I've never looked back. So here I am. If I could help you in any way, it would be my pleasure. Yeah.
Thanks, Priya. So it's like a literal journey for you on LinkedIn, growing, wherever knew nothing about the marketing, and
Yes.
shifting from the journalism, like a different domain, to this domain,
Yeah.
and now having 20,000, like almost 22,000 followers on LinkedIn.
Yes.
A little bit about that journey, like the LinkedIn journey, how, like how
Okay.
you're going to grow. Yeah.
It's bittersweet because I tried. They say third time's the charm. So I tried twice. I couldn't sustain. 7 days I gave up. 15 days I gave up. Then I thought, you know what? Let's just give it a go in the sense that I have to be consistent with it. So I started creating content on LinkedIn. It wasn't a piece of cake in the beginning because it's just all us human beings are we what we want is validation at the end of the day. No matter how much we deny, we want validation. जब आपके एक से दो likes आते हैं, it's just very disheartening. It's like you're putting yourself out there. You're literally bearing your soul, being so honest and authentic about your life and your story and your profession, and people are not really reacting to it. But I don't know. It was a point in time in my life where I just was in a phase where I had to do this, or I mean, there was no plan B, basically. There was just this plan. I had to do this anyhow. So I started creating content in August 2023.
Yeah.
And within the third month, I got an inbound lead asking me to help them create their personal brand. And I was a noob, basically. Yes, I was in journalism industry. I was aware of social media marketing. I was aware of everything else, but I wasn't really aware of how to do this, how to price my offer, how to package my offer, and how to sort of help them out. But I did take them up. It was a client from London, and they were a data scientist, and my job was to create their personal brand in their stead. So what I do is I sort of also emulate their tone of voice because it's me writing for them, it's me engaging for them. So I cannot sound like myself. I have to sound like them. So that's the challenge here. Now, that was one of the first offers that I got, but it sort of gave me a lot of courage, to be honest. And I started getting a lot of responses later, and I would just credit being consistent as the very reason that I'm here where I am.
Right.
I was creating content for 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. It was mad obsession. I mean, if I have to be honest, I wouldn't suggest this to anybody because, disclaimer, it's not sustainable. You cannot be creating content twice a day, every day. It's just a lot and it's not sustainable. But again, I would say if you really want to do something, there has to be some sense of obsession in you because that madness gets you there. So that obsession got me so mad about getting results that I started creating content consistently. And by content, I do not mean that I was just writing about myself. I was educating people as well about building their personal brands. I was educating through my content about how to market, how to generate leads, because I was learning all of that at my 9 to 5 job as well. So I got to give that credit. So I was doing that. I was educating people. I was inspiring them by my story, and I was also talking about the results that I helped generate my clients. Now,
Right.
there's this common question where people say, it's just a beginning. I do not have a client. I do not have a case study. And my response to them is, you are your own case study. You are the pilot study. You
Right.
start creating content. You start getting results for yourself. You talk about that, and people will trust you enough to get them to, hire you, basically, and to work with you. So that's what I did. 6 months down the line, I was ranked by Favicon as the top 15 rising stars in the whole world, where just it was just two us Indians. One was a graphic designer, and I was in the marketing and branding category. So that again gave me that sort of recognition and credibility to move ahead. And that is when I left my job. I was like, ठीक है, अब at least एक वो tag आ गया है, people might just trust me enough to help them out.
Right.
And And to be honest, Omkar, we were talking about, jobs and, getting jobs and stuff. I'll tell
Yeah.
you something. I was always very hungry. And I don't know if I was stupid, but I did a lot of cold messaging, cold emailing, cold calling to get internships, to get, jobs at top industries, top media industry, media houses. And I also wanted a job outside India, to be honest. I was like, no, no, I have to go outside India. I want to settle there. I want to get more money and stuff like that. Wherever I applied before building my personal brand, despite me having a good, solid experience, I wasn't selected. I was just one among the sea of many, right?
Right.
And lo and behold, ever since I've built my personal brand, I've gotten 11 plus international offers. And I'm at a point wherein I can choose where I want to work with them or not.
Wow.
Right? And that is what I want for everybody else here as well. Because the idea is not to reach out to people for job. The idea is to get them to come to you for the job.
Exactly. Exactly.
We will just be talking about that, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Priya, for that. And like background and the context about the things. I think we can just get started and exactly understand how, like, more on the LinkedIn front, right?
Absolutely.
So, like, in your experience, how exactly can job seeker use LinkedIn
Hmm.
beyond just sending like connection requests to recruiters, or trying to land opportunities? How more, like, what more LinkedIn has to offer than just connections and building networks?
Okay. So, um, LinkedIn has so much to offer. I'll just be honest with you. When you say that you are sending a connection list to somebody,
Yeah.
you do not say that you're adding them as a friend, you're
Yeah.
adding them as a connection. What
Right.
are you supposed to do with the connection? A connection is supposed to be nurtured, a connection is supposed to have a building relationship with you. That is the whole idea of LinkedIn. If you are blindly sending connection requests, it's not going to help you out. You've got to build a network, you've got to build relationships, you've got to talk to those people, you've got to show them what you've got. Only then will you be able to sort of build your presence in the sense that they notice you. And LinkedIn is the best platform for job seekers to do so. And I speak from my personal experience, because I could have simply, you could have simply just updated your experience section and thought, now I would just apply for job and people will notice me and they will sort of give me a call to, interview with them and stuff like that. You've got to understand that there are literally 500 to 1,000 or even more people doing the same thing. They just have their experience section updated and they're just sending, connection requests, or they're just applying for jobs right, left, right, and center. What are the odds of getting them selected? Um, very, very low, very low. But if you network very strategically, LinkedIn gives you that opportunity. Like, say, for example, you have a certain company in your mind that, you know what, I want to apply for a job there. Now you have access to the decision makers of that company as well on LinkedIn. What you're going to do is not just send them a connection request, you are going to build your presence through content on LinkedIn, so that when they land onto your profile, they see that you're pretty active, you
Yeah.
do this work, you're very vocal about what you do, and you have experience in that, like practical experience, case studies, testimonials, people talking about it. And then you're going to send them a request and start conversations with them. You're just not going to talk about, hey, hi, I saw a job posting, would would you like to sort of talk to me about this, I would love to get hired. No, you will let your presence on LinkedIn speak for you.
Yeah.
And then when you do this, there are chances of you getting hired. Then of course you can just talk to them about getting hired and stuff, but you've got to show them something at the back of everything. Now how do you do that? You optimize your LinkedIn profile. I think that I hope I'm not digressing. I am on the subject, right? Like we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. You're like you're completely on the subject, that how exactly LinkedIn will help. It is just not about sending the connection, but
Yes.
basically, yeah, for the audience, that it's the LinkedIn profile is more like a CV now. I mean, it's just more than a
Oh
CV.
yeah, LinkedIn is your live dynamic
Yeah,
CV.
yeah,
You don't need to do anything. Your profile will do everything for you. All you need to do is optimize it. And we're going to be talking about optimization now
yeah.
ahead. Um,
Okay.
But
Right.
I think I'm pretty much clear about the fact that sending connection requests is not the only thing that you're going to be doing, because LinkedIn has everything right there for you to sort of just pick and take advantage of. You have decision makers out there, you have companies out there being active, you have the opportunity to talk to them, you have the opportunity to build a relationship with them and then sort of get hired.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, with that in mind, it's high time that you create your presence yesterday.
Huh. Right. Like yesterday. Right. I
Yes.
mean, but yeah, it's never too late to start. We can
Yeah.
even start from today as well. But yeah, as a this. Okay. I think we'll be taking up questions in the later stage of the session. We'll just, please have it safe at your end. But yeah, we'll be open to take those questions. Yeah. So Priya, like what do recruiters actually look for when they visit a LinkedIn profile, or like what are the must-haves that job seekers should focus on to make their impression, like make their first impression on recruiters.
Okay. Basically, your profile, you need to understand that your profile is basically your landing page. So if
Yeah.
anybody arrives onto your profile, they shouldn't be needing to understand what you're doing. It should be, everything should be right there, from your headline to your banner to your experience section. Everything should simply convey what you do, how you do, who you can help out, and what is it that what are the results that you've gotten in the past. So basically, what,
Yeah.
who, and how is what your profile needs to tell, right? And now when we talk about that, we need to understand this. The whole thing is basically optimizing it to a level that when somebody arrives to your profile, they know that they could hire you for this particular job. And how you're going to do that, I'll just go step by step. One is the banner. Now a banner is, uh, I'm just going to tell you a few factors that play, a major role in determining how optimized your profile is. First is your banner, then is your headline. Headline is basically that line that comes, below your name, and everywhere you go, it follows you, right?
Right.
Wherever you comment, it follows you. Then comes your featured section,
Yeah.
then comes your about section, and then comes your experience section, and then last comes your recommendation section.
Right.
Now, the whole idea is to interconnect all these sections. Say, for example, if somebody goes to your banner, they should be directly, uh, they should be redirected to your featured section. If
Right.
if they're reading your featured section, they should be redirected to your about section. If they're reading your about section, they should be curious about your experience section. And once they've read your experience section, they should be curious enough to know how many people trust you by going through your recommendation section.
Right.
Now, when it comes to banner, the whole idea is to just be very minimalistic, very simple. You could put your picture, you could not put your picture, but in just one line, you've got to say what you do. You've got to tell them what you do. Say, for example, you are, um, you know s- I'll talk about myself, that I help, 7 to 8 figure founders, B2B founders and coaches generate leads, increase their monthly recurring revenue, and also build their personal brand. Now, I understood that I cannot just be very explanatory, very detailed in my banner itself. And at the end of the day, what your job seeker, sorry, what your headhunter, or somebody who's hiring is looking for is the result that you get, right? So what I would mention is, and what I have mentioned is, I help B2B founders fill their sales pipeline through content. Now, they understand this is going to get them money, and at the end of the day, everybody wants money, no matter how much you deny that. जॉब भी आपको अगर हायर कर रहा है कोई, उसको पैसा चाहिए, कमाना है, राइट? तो अगर आप उसको ऐसे बताओगे, इफ यू टेल देम इन दैट सेंस दैट whatever you do is going to get them make more money, make more business, they're more likely to trust you with that. So what I did was, I wrote helping people fill their sales pipeline through content in a certain amount of time. So 90 days, or maybe three times, um, you know three times the say leads in 90 days, something like that. Now that's my banner section. But then again, I'll have to add a CTA to it as well, because nothing works without a good CTA. Now in the banner section, I'm going to mention, for more information, head to my featured section.
Right.
Okay, what I've done is I've redirected the person from my banner to my featured section, और
Right.
उनका viewing time जो है मेरी profile में वो भी बढ़ गया है. I
Right.
have to be transparent about this. Um, LinkedIn as algorithmically identifies and pushes those profile out more जिनमें view time ज़्यादा होता है. Right? So
Right.
if you sort
Right.
of keep your visitor hooked onto your profile, it's going to benefit you and push your profile out more. So you're going to redirect them from banner to your featured section, where you're going to add a link to maybe a Calendly link or a big, a call booking link, and ask them to get on a call with you if this is what they want.
Right.
And if that's not something you do, okay, say for example, you're just looking out for a job right now. You're not an entrepreneur, you're looking out for a job. You will mention your result related content or your case studies on your featured section. The best case studies on your featured section. So maybe just post about them someday, or maybe just, attach your featured section to a certain link where all your case studies are, so that they see your case studies. Okay. Now, when they've seen your case studies, so sorry, your featured section, they are going to go to your about section. One thing that I've seen a lot of LinkedIners do is write about their about section in third person, in third person. Like,
Right.
say, for example, Priyadarshni is a LinkedIn strategist. No, like, how can I talk about myself in third person? You don't have to do that. That's very,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's very robotic. It feels AI generated, and it's going to get you rejected right away, because that does not come off as somebody who's sincere, right? It doesn't come off as somebody who's serious about actually talking about their experience. It comes off as somebody who's just used ChatGPT to maybe, write their about section. And please do not use um, the AI generated about thing that, a lot of LinkedIn people use on their about section. It's a demonstrated history and responsibility and something like that, that is AI generated. It's pretty much evident. So
Right.
what you do is write your about section in first person, I, and then there's a certain framework that you need to follow. And that framework is AIDA framework, which is attention, interest, desire, and action. Attention आप कैसे hook करोगे किसी का, ये बता के कि what have you in just 2 lines talk about how much you've achieved in the past through your work, whatever you do. Say for example, you're a website developer. So I've helped 50 plus clients develop their websites and generate a lot of views, these many views, and or maybe increase their click through rates and something like that. Okay. Next is interest mein aap ye mention karoge ki how did I do this,
Right.
right? So I helped them create a website. I gave them, so what all do you do, like I gave them a nice brand palette as well. I helped them with their brand imagery as well, things like that, right? Then third is desire. Now you give them a dream to dream, unko thoda lalach do ki um, I've done this for 50 plus clients. I could do this for you as well. Imagine, imagine what if you got 9 leads every day. Imagine what if you got job, posters or headhunters coming to you to, sort of um, uh, work with them. Now you've given them a dream to dream, right? Now the last is action. uh, to be able to do that, let's connect. Or to be able to do that, or maybe if you want to work with me, message me or email me at certain email ID. So now you've given them an email address to contact you, so a job poster could contact you, a headhunter could contact you. You've given your contact as well. You've given them a dream as well. You've given them information on what you do, and you've hooked onto them with your results as well. And
Right.
the idea is to keep it very, very precise and crisp. ज़्यादा लंबे sentences नहीं लिखने हैं, just keep it very crisp, and write it in a manner where there's a lot of white space.
Right.
You don't want to write in paragraphs. Don't do that, because readability is very bad when it's in paragraphs, and people tend to just sort of skip through it.
Right.
They skim through it. So make it readable by giving a lot of points, and giving a lot of white space as well. Now when you're done with this, this they will automatically move on to your experience section. Now it's up to you. You can mention your experiences just in, in the sense that your experiences are mentioned, or you can also go in a bit of detail. Say for example, you worked at I worked at Times Now. I helped them write so many articles, help them increase their views on website by certain millions, help them increase their click through rates. तो ये सारी चीजें आप लिख सकते हो. Like say for example, you worked at a job before. जो आपने whatever results you've helped generate that company, you can mention that. Whatever things that were a part of your your responsibility, you mention that as well, because then they'll know that you've had experience in this particular role and responsibility. Now you can be detailed. I would definitely suggest you to be a little bit detailed. Pointers may, short sentences, pointers may, but mention what you've helped or done in your past job. And say for example, if you're a fresher, it's all right. You don't need to sort of panic about it. Apne about section mein, apne featured section mein, apne kuch, you must have done some projects during your college time. You must have done some case studies in your college time. Mention those.
Yeah, Priya, like I was going to, come to that only that, of course, like we spoke a bit about like on the experience front, but if you could also give us tips that you are just about to get started, like mainly for the freshers. Yeah.
Freshers, no? Yeah. So you don't have to panic about being a fresher, because at this point in time, I have seen 16-year-old people, 16-year-old girls and boys creating content on LinkedIn consistently. उन लोगों को इतनी awareness है कि if I start creating content now, at least I will be able to show what knowledge I have, what experience I have in terms of the projects that I've done in the college time, how many projects I've done with people who are a bit experienced, bit more experienced than me in that sense. So, okay, I'll just be very frank with you. If you do nothing, you're gonna get nothing. So even as a college student, you've got to collaborate and network with people and come up with some collaborative projects. And then you have enough to talk about that on your profile,
Right.
right? So you talk about your semester projects. Yeah, there are so many ways to sort of manipulate, or I wouldn't say manipulate. You can be diplomatic. You can talk about those projects very technically in the sense of, what results they could help generate a certain company. करा
Right.
नहीं है अभी तक, but there's a potential for that
Mm.
project to help a certain company attain a certain result, right? Because you're doing that project only because you think that it could help get a certain result, right? So you
Like
talk
hook
about
them
that
up.
in a very diplomatic manner,
Right,
and
right.
you
To hook
mention
them.
this is the
Yeah, Priya.
potential.
Yeah, yeah, Priya. Like to hook them up at the first. Maybe
Exactly.
Kia and Ikea. Maybe after coming on to the interview, you can show your confidence, show your this, and try. But at the first, whatever you have, make the most out of it. You know,
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
you have worked on the past projects, why not just showcase them in a way that it really enticing. Like
Yes.
so, yeah, yeah,
I
right.
mean, you've done those projects, and I'm sure those projects are not just, a wastage of time or resources. They mean something. You were doing those projects with a certain motive and objective, right? So, wo jo bhi objective or motive tha, that it could help this particular industry get this particular result. You mention that. You talk about that in your about section. You talk about that in your content, basically. So we'll come on to content later, but I'm talking about optimizing. So yes, you've
Sure.
got to mention that in your experience section as well. Ki, theek hai, I was a college student, but I was also, say for example, you were a part of a community, you were a part of a society, you did something, you mentioned that. You
Right. Like any
mentioned your
best. Yeah.
contribution,
Right.
technical contribution, your, and not just technical, your in extracurricular activities also. Because one thing I'll tell you is that job posters, headhunters, people who are hiring, they have this mindset ki soft skills and hard skills hoti hain, right? Hard skills
Yeah.
can be taught. Soft skills, they cannot be taught. Soft skills are how honest I am, how responsible I am, how how much of a person who takes initiative I am. तो वो चीज सिखाई नहीं जाती, वो naturally होती है. So you've got to mention those qualities of yours as well in your experience section if you've been a part of a society and you've helped lead a team or something like that, because that gives an expression, an impression that okay, technically he's sound, she's sound, and if I want to teach something more to them, I will be able to teach them more. But I don't think I'll be able to teach them soft skills. I won't be able to teach them how to be more responsible. So, you know, talk
Right.
about your soft skills as well as your hard skills, but do not neglect your soft skills, because they are the ones that decide whether you're going to be hired or not. There could be a person who's much more experienced, but surprisingly turns out they hire you because they think you are much more of a better investment in
Right.
terms of long haul,
Yeah,
right?
that's very good advice. Yeah, Priya. So thank you so much. Like especially, we have a lot of freshers, in our community, in our, who are associated with AiPply at the moment.
Yeah.
So of course, like the platform is also, mainly to, like at the moment, it's very difficult, especially for the freshers to, get the job, at least for the experience when they have some options. But
Right.
at the moment, freshers, they have very, like no to, like almost very some offers, which so to thrive, I mean, of course, like if you leverage LinkedIn, it will
Hmm.
come back and give you returns as you want,
Definitely.
of course.
Definitely. No doubts about
Uh,
that.
yeah. So Priya, like, so what could be, some of the tools or some of the hacks that you could, really share with the audience?
Hmm.
I mean, of course, it is always overwhelming that, creating content, so, doing connection, building repo, right? But there are, hacks. There are like, of course, it's also not easy. Someone like you and more, there are more creators like you, like
Hmm.
that, it's बहुत है. But of course, there are some hacks, there are some growth hacks, there are some, tools
Yep.
that, use, and people are still not aware of them.
Hmm.
Like, why not that, just shed some, light on those kind of tools that could really, help job seekers like,
Yeah.
us, that are there to, really help, help them with maybe, let's say, connection building, creating
Hmm.
content, overall, as a LinkedIn.
Okay, definitely. So when we talk about tools, I will just be clear about one thing, which is basic, which is the foundation of it all. Um, if you want to stand out, you need to create content. That's non-negotiable. If you cannot talk about what you do, you will not be noticed in the sea of many that are applying for the job, right? So you start creating content consistently. Consistently. Now, LinkedIn recognizes algorithm recognizes consistency, and by that I do not mean that you have to create content 7 days a week. If you decide to create content 3 days a week or maybe 2 days a week, and आपने decide किया मंडे और वेंसडे में पोस्ट करूंगा, right, या करूंगी, so you've got to stay to that, stick to that. Monday, Wednesday, every week. And then the algorithm will start recognizing you and pushing your profile, um, you know, uh, to the people who could be decision makers in the company that you want to apply, because you're inherently talking about that subject, that, the work that you do. Now, when it comes to tools, there are many tools to create relationship, build relationships, nurture relationships. One, I would say, okay, do not use ChatGPT completely to create content, but take ideas from it, edit your post, re-edit your post 3 times, 4 times, and then post content so that it doesn't look AI generated at all, because wo pata lag jata hai, wo rocket emoji and certain keywords that AI uses. So do not use that. Do not do that. Try to sort of create prompts that help you understand, that help you write in your own tone of voice, and then sort of edit it nicely so that it doesn't sound AI generated at all. It sounds organic. But definitely take help of AI, because if you're not using AI right now, if you're not using ChatGPT or any other um, AI tool for content right now, you are losing a lot, because there are people who are doing it and they're doing it efficiently, and it's helping them save a lot of time. So you do that. The second tool I would suggest is use Expandy. Okay,
Okay.
Expandy is one of the tools that helps to automate DMs, automate reach outs. So say for example, you want a job with a certain in a certain industry, and you know that whoever is the decision maker of the company has these particular characteristics, कि वो इस इंडस्ट्री में है, इसका उतना employee turnout है, and this is the kind of role that uh, people do in that particular company. So what you'll do is you'll feed Expandy with a certain few criterias of the person that who you think should be in your network. And what it does is, if anybody from who matches that criteria, and now it's up to you, you have got to decide कि मेरा जो job, जो भी company है या जो भी decision maker है, उनकी ये criteria है, ये characteristic traits हैं. So now what Expandy does is, if they visit your profile, okay, or if they land onto your profile, or if they send a connection request to you, you can customize a very nice, a highly customized, hyper customized message, and it will be automatically sent to them. So
Right.
you don't have to do anything. आपका first conversation opener automatically हो गया है.
Right.
Now, I would emphasize on the fact that you've got to hyper customize it. Do not use templatized reach out messages. You know,
Got it.
hyper customize. खुद लिखो, एक बार feed कर दो, it will be sent to those people, whoever visits your profile and matches your criteria. It's
Right.
done. It's a wonderful tool. Okay,
Yeah.
and then there's authored up, which is for to create content in a very LinkedIn optimized manner. So
Okay.
authored up may you can use a lot of symbols, you can use a lot of other formats and templates that viral LinkedIn posts usually have. So you get an idea from those, and you get ideas to create content as well. And what मोबाइल ऑप्टिमाइज्ड एंड वेबसाइट सॉरी लैपटॉप ऑप्टिमाइज दोनों टाइप का कंटेंट क्रिएट करता है. सो बिफोर पोस्टिंग you'll get to see how it will look, and then you can sort of customize and edit it accordingly. So use
Got it.
authored for that. The last one that I'm going to talk about is Clio, which is basically to get ideas about content. Say for example, you're in a particular industry. I'm in branding and marketing. Now I want ideas that a lot of other people who are big, the big creators in my particular industry talking about, ideas and topics that are getting viral left, right, and center. So the Clio will help me get those ideas. Clio will help me create content in the sense that is in alignment with the topics that are being talked about out there. So
Got it.
for idea generation, Clio. Tanmay, can you correct the spelling to K? It's Kleo, Clio. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. So yeah, these are the tools that I usually use. And even if
Sure.
you don't, even if you're just a starter, I think you could take help with ChatGPT a lot. It does help. It's just that you need to understand how to create ChatGPT engines that emulate your tone of voice, so that it doesn't sound like ChatGPT. It sounds like you.
Right. So Priya, I think we would, really like to maybe some automation, moving forward. Of course,
Yeah.
like moving forward, we will be again, making sessions, creating sessions with you. Then why not, you also extend on some of the topics. Of course, we will get feedback from the audience that, we want
Yes.
to learn of on this more. Maybe just about the optimization that you had so much to speak of, right, on the LinkedIn optimization on each part of the each sections of the profiles. So of course we will try and dive deeper in the next time that we go live with you again.
Okay.
But yeah, so for now, with the interest of time, but also like you gave good suggestion on the tools, so I think tools can be also the other big major topic for
Mm,
people, who could
definitely.
really automate them, save time, because of course
Absolutely.
they want to reach as many as people.
Yeah.
So just with the interest of time, I think we have max 15 minutes to go. I
Okay.
think we'll just have a last question that just wrap it up, and maybe at least give last 10 minutes for the audience if they have anything to ask or share. So just the last thing that if there are any myths, like mythbuster, or maybe easy apply, or anything that you something that want to like let audience know, like maybe some myth like easy apply thing
Mm.
that doesn't really work. So
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah.
So, in my experience, I don't think anybody who's posting, who's hiring, actually has time to look at 1,000 applications that have been received by them. So when you use Easy Apply, it's very easy. There's a reason why it's Easy Apply. You're
Yeah.
basically one among the 1,500 people who are applying for the job, and it's the odds of you getting noticed are almost nil, because
Right.
a lot of people do that. Usme kuch karna nahi hota. You just have to upload your CV and Easy Apply, that's it. So it doesn't work in my opinion that effectively, unless it's a very small company and only 10 or 12 people have applied. Then of course the odds of you getting a call are much bigger. But like if you are applying in a company which for a job role that has a lot of applicants out there, I don't think Easy Apply helps you out. So what you can do is, again, going back to the basics, start creating content, sending requests, and talking to people, talking to decision makers, and then slip it in the fact that you are interested in applying for a job. Pehle mat karo. Just create your presence and then slip it in and tell them, you know what, I just saw a job posting and I would love to sort of talk to you about that. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
the other one that I have, okay, LinkedIn Premium. So as much as I would like to, deny, but it's true that LinkedIn, whoever has a subscription to LinkedIn Premium is pushed out more as compared to non-premium users. But that's every business out there. You pay them, you're promoted, right? So if you are a paid subscriber, um, the likelihood of your profile getting pushed out, being more visible to decision makers and people that you want to be, visible to, is more as compared to somebody who doesn't have a premium subscription. Now, the one another okay, another myth. I wouldn't say it's a myth, but it's a common belief that LinkedIn will help me get the job. LinkedIn will not help you get the job. You are going to get the job. You build your presence. You build your network. Your network is your net worth. You build your, um, relationships. And only then are you going to get the jobs. You're not going to get the job just because you hopped onto LinkedIn. I have been on LinkedIn for the last 10 years. I didn't get a job out of it. I only got a job out of it. I only got offers coming to me instead of me reaching out to them when I started being present on LinkedIn. And India may it's like people are still getting to, get more aware of the whole concept of personal branding. But people in the West, they are so much well equipped with the whole idea that they are taking over just for the same reason.
Right.
So it's
Right.
high time that we do this right now.
Right. I mean, that's a really great advice that, you already mentioned that, LinkedIn, creating a presence on the LinkedIn was
Yeah.
yesterday. But again, like now, today is also never the late.
Yeah.
But
Never
yeah,
too late.
yeah. So it's still like, great. And we can also that you mentioned that like job, of course LinkedIn need right will be someone like who like you will have to move towards that. So yep, yeah, like that's great. I mean, we covered most of the things. Of course there are still we won't be cover everything at once. So maybe in the follow-up sessions we will really like cover those points. At the moment I think we just have some questions. Maybe Ayush has some questions to like. So first, I think he has asked about the job analytics. There's some extension that maybe helps. So have you heard of it, or have you tried, or if there's any similar like something like that?
Honestly, I've never heard of it. मैं बस अभी गूगल ही कर रही थी कि what exactly does it do. So
Yeah.
I think it could definitely help you out if it helps you understand in terms of the keywords कि आपके resume में वो keywords हैं कि नहीं हैं, that sort of work well on a search engine. Now, we didn't talk about SEO, but we will be talking about it later when we meet again. But yes, SEO is a major part of getting a job on LinkedIn. And in 2025, it's getting more, LinkedIn is getting more strict on SEO content or SEO resumes, search engine optimized experience section and stuff like that. So if you could use a tool that helps you understand कि आपका resume is SEO compliant or not,
Yeah.
go ahead, use that, because it's helping you understand the roles, the descriptions of the job that you're wanting to apply for, and it's also helping you optimize your CV, your resume, your experience section according to that, so that it increases the likelihood of you getting selected. So I think yes, you could definitely use it.
Yeah.
But I have to be very honest कि deeply वो tool आपका और क्या क्या help करता है, I'm not really aware of that. If you guys are aware of it, let me know and I could tell you if you could help it out in terms of LinkedIn job posting as well.
Right, right. So I'm sure like job analytics, I think it could be a useful tool to optimize your resume as per the job description that you're looking for. So of course that will be a, like, and there are more such tools which are there. So thanks Aish for suggesting on this one. On the AI plan, I think I'll just come on the last. I think there's a third question that he has asked. And can we message HR or employees of companies for referrals? Okay, I think this is also for AI apply only. Uh,
Mhm.
so I think I'll just come to that. If there's anything anyone to ask directly to Priya about LinkedIn optimization, is there any questions? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, so rather than the question, I'm just explaining Ayush question. So I think the question is meant that when we are applying for jobs like Easy Apply, is messaging or reaching out to HRs gives us an edge over the others? So that's the question probably,
Yes.
or getting referral gives us an edge. Should we do that?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Like I said, you don't want to be one among thousand people who are, um, applying for the job. You've got to stand out. I remember I was doing my masters when I started reaching out to people for internship. I would send 100 if not 100, at least 70 to 80 messages and emails every day to the decision makers to get, a particular internship or a job that I wanted in a particular company. अगर
Right.
आपके mind में already कोई company है and you're very passionate about it, the chances of you getting noticed are higher when you directly talk to the decision maker of the company. Now, it could be a marketing head, it could be sales head. They're still decision makers, they're heads, right? They are in the cream there. So you talk to them, you start having conversations with them, and uh, uh, on the backside you still have your content to support you. At that point in time, I did not have content, I was not building my personal brand back then, but I did have a lot of projects that I was doing. So as a fresher, I was a fresher, right? I was just venturing into the industry. So I had projects, I was doing a lot of side gigs as a freelancer as well, so that sort of helped me too. But the whole basis of it all is I directly contacted the decision maker. You might think that you're just being annoying, but it's all right. You've got to be selfish. ठीक है, एक जगह से rejection आ गया, the pie is big enough for everybody. You move on to the next decision maker, you talk to them. In the same company, I've talked to like 4 to 5 decision makers, and तब जाके एक ने मेरा reply किया. And you would not believe, एक decision maker का phone number I found on LinkedIn itself. So I was so desperate that I called them up. Okay.
Yeah.
And she was like, she was the editor in chief of Travel and Leisure India. She was like, where did you find my number? I was like, it's right there on LinkedIn. So she's like, please hang up. And I was like, okay, fine. I mean, you posted your number, and I have to talk to you because I want an internship there. So she literally just hung up on me. And that could have sort of made me feel like, what, I'm just being annoying. But I got an internship at Conde Nast India, which is even better than Travel Leisure, right? So
Yeah.
that's only because I contacted another decision maker of Conde Nast India. So, like I said, please reach out to the decision makers, please have conversations, please let them know this is what you do, and start creating content on the backside as well, because when they land onto your profile, they'll know कि हाँ ठीक है, सिर्फ बात नहीं कर रहा है, he does something
Right.
around that.
Right. 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 Yeah. I mean, of course, like people will come back and look at your LinkedIn profile that, yeah. And like, as you said, cold outreach to abhi khatam ho gaya. Maybe it's time for warm outreach.
Yeah, warm. If
It's not
I
about,
mean, if somebody pitch slaps you, you're not likely to entertain them. You're like, block karo yaar, isse mera dimag kharab kar rahi hai. So you might as well just have a normal conversation first. Ask them how they are and everything, and understand what they're looking for, and then tell them that maybe you could offer that help to them. Maybe you are the right person to be hired by them. But
right.
first, understand what they're looking for. Have
Right.
conversations with them.
Right. Sure. Yeah, Priya. I think we just have one more question. Before, I think from Tanya. So she has asked that, can LinkedIn and profile optimization help with the creative jobs as well? Can I
Oh
build a
yeah,
creative profile as well?
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a creative job. I was into like branding, marketing, and I have a creative job, and it helped me so much. Uh, like I said, when you create content, it could be anything. If you're a creative person, you're a graphic designer, say for example, you've done work with clients, you've done work for yourself, you've created some projects at all, in the past. Why not talk about it? Why not present it out on your feed, and then start having discussions and conversations with people who you think could hire you someday to help them with the same thing. Now, say for example, digital marketing agencies are always looking for graphic designers. Even if you're a writer, if you want to make money, you can work as a freelance writer. You can help companies create content. They can outsource their content through you. So when you talk about your content on LinkedIn, when you talk about what you do, how you do, who you can help with it, and what is it that it's like working with you, and then also your personal life. Now, for example, when I say personal brand building, it's not just about the work, it's about you as well. So what you stand for, what are your ethos, what is it in the life that you've experienced that helped you grow, in the sense as a person or as a professional. talk about everything. You've got to decide मुझे line कहाँ draw करनी है, but talk about everything. And
Right.
that's the best way to get noticed. That's the best way to get a job, even if you're a creative person. And trust me when I tell you, creative लोगों के लिए बहुत बहुत options है, बहुत options है.
Yeah, there's a lot of scope for creative, like
Yes.
creativity, you can show that, like right in your profile, right in your postings. It
Yes.
doesn't always have to be formal. Now
No.
LinkedIn being formal, or people are posting like their pictures also with it. It just
Oh,
doesn't
please do that. LinkedIn is doubling down on visuals algorithmically. So start making videos, start putting out a lot of visuals in terms of photographs as well, because सिर्फ textual content की visibility उतनी नहीं है जितनी with visuals and videos है. Because let's just be honest, not everybody is that good of a writer कि आप वो खाली लिखेगा and you'll be hooked onto it. So you've
Yeah,
got to support your content with a lot of visuals to hook them onto it.
right, right,
And
right.
please do that because that's going to help you. Even if you're a creative person, create a profile on Behance or featured section में उसको डाल दो. Yeah,
Yeah,
talk about it and create, sort of post your work on LinkedIn as well.
right. Uh, that's great. Thank you again, like for the so
It's
really good advice. I'll just take up Aisha's question for the AI apply. For AI apply, like is different from LinkedIn or Naukri or other job. So AI apply is a platform that will really help you curate the jobs as per your preferences. Like while you set up your profile, of course the jobs will be help you or collate it from the different job portals, almost 10 20 plus mainstream sites that we have, like Naukri, LinkedIn, others. So those will be curated as per your preferences, as per your trigger words that you put in on the platform while setting up. Post that, you will be getting the curated jobs in front of your job board, where from there then you can apply on those jobs. Like where he has now mentioned that how AiPply can help us better than any other jobs, and then why do we need LinkedIn? So LinkedIn optimize. So while you send your CV, so there's going to be process while application there, where you send your CV, where recruiter look at your CV, look at your profile, and there you will be having the LinkedIn. So if there's a LinkedIn attached to your CV, attached to your profile, people are going to visit your LinkedIn because they will have to know more before if they have to interview as well. So that is going to always be, the LinkedIn is always going to be the part of your job application and job search. So that is going to be always there. Yeah. Yeah, then man, you wanted to add something?
Yeah. So I just wanted to take like a funny take. Thanks for explaining that, Omkar. So think of job application as, like reaching out to someone on Tinder. So AI like can automate your search. Like it can just send DMs or like reach outs to your Tinder matches. But the fact will they match with you or not depends totally on your profile. So and that is your LinkedIn profile. So you
Yes,
can just help you automate the process of application. But at the end, if the job seeker, like recruiters will like you or not, that's up to them and your profile.
Exactly.
absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we do, by the way, again. So yeah, like, so that was like a entirely, very well, like curated by Tanmay on this one. Good take. Guys, is there anything that, want us to, like answer for you? We have Priya, who can, of course, speak on LinkedIn. We have, you guys have us. If you have anything to ask about the AI or anything as such, uh, okay, we can like wait for a minute or anything. If there's anything you guys want to just speak up and share your experience, or share anything that you want to say, we can also do that. Any questions for now?
I think that awesome session deserves like a round of applause. I'll just going to emote. If anybody else wants to, you can as well.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you so
of
much.
course.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, my
It's
friend got.
been a pleasure talking to you guys. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for having me.
I think Syed also has like a question. You can ask, unmute yourself and ask.
Hi Tanmay. Hi Priya. Thanks for your
Hello.
time and yeah, great meeting you people. I was like while I was like watching the banner, maybe how you've been positioning for LinkedIn optimization. That's a great take for everyone who has been watching this live thing. Wanted to ask maybe on most probably on how are you positioning yourself? Or maybe is there any product or something like the optimization, LinkedIn optimization or algorithm tuning stuff which you are like going to come up with in future, or maybe likewise?
Is this
I okay. I'm not a technical person, so I cannot come up with a tool to optimize your profile. But then again, like I said, it has to be optimized very organically. वो आप कितने भी tools use कर लो, आपको खुद ही optimize करना पड़ेगा. Like I said, banner, featured section, your headline, your experience section, and your recommendations and stuff. Now, I do have a few digital products in the sense that I do teach people how to do all of this. So, like, say for example, you need help to optimize your profile. You need help to understand कि किस तरीके से content जाना चाहिए, because there is a certain strategy that you follow. You don't just write content and expect that people will reach out to you. So there is certain strategy that you follow in terms of content, जो कि एक sales based content हो, marketing based content हो, story based content हो. So all of that I do teach, and you can contact me if you ever wish to create your personal brand, which I think again is my very strong suggestion. Guys, start building your personal brand right away. It's going to help you. Like I said, आप कितने भी tools use कर लो to apply for jobs, your hirer, somebody who's hiring you, the headhunter will straight up come to your LinkedIn profile first. And if it's a dormant one, if it doesn't have anything on it, if it doesn't show you being active and making relations with decision makers or people in your network, that just gives an impression that you're not really serious about the job, as opposed to somebody who's doing that. So of course they'll get the job, right?
yeah,
So yeah, if you
yeah,
need any help, you can straight up contact me. I'll help you out with the optimization too.
Thanks much.
Any preferred way you want to tell our viewers to contact you?
You guys can contact me through Tanmay, or you can contact me through my LinkedIn profile as well. I'll just share the link, or he's shared the link to my LinkedIn profile too, so you can reach out to me.
sure.
Just send me a connection request and a personalized message first, because I think people who are not in my connection list I don't think they can send me direct message. So just एक बार check कर लेना, personalized request भेज देना कि hey, this is me from the webinar.
Sure. Yeah. So just to speak about the Syed Irfan's question that tool. So AI apply as a platform. We are building upon on the tools some like similar to LinkedIn optimization. So it will help moving forward to get those profiles like optimize your LinkedIn, optimize your cover letter, optimize your CV. So there will be some extensions that we are still working on. So that is the in the pipeline moving forward to help whoever joins the platform also optimize their LinkedIn and also their CV and cover letter and more, like also work on the mock-up interviews. So all of those resources and optimization things and optimization tools will be helped and will be come along with the AI apply. So yeah, okay. Thanks. Like welcome, Syed Irfan. Uh, okay. Is there anything else, guys? You can just speak up, raise your hand. Anything you can just put in your comments. If you guys want us to address anything, I think that is it. Yeah, yeah.
So
Thank you, Priya. I mean, it
thank
was
you.
a really great session,
Thank
especially on the Sunday afternoon. Thank
you.
you for all of us. Thank you guys for joining this. So we are launching soon. AiPply is launching soon. Guys, stay tuned for this one. Priyadarshini was the first speaker. Who really gave us really nice tips on LinkedIn optimization. Of course, we will be she will be coming back with us maybe after some point. Please give us your feedback, we and also join the community link. Then can you just please drop the community link again? Please join in the community link, give your feedback over there, ask any questions. I think we can add Priya also. We'll just take a permission. Yeah, okay, she has already given us the permission. We'll add her into this group. Any questions, anything, please you can ask her directly there. We like everyone like already there to and there have been different things that we have been posting. There have been different conversations that goes through, so you can join that. Of course, yeah, like as I said, we are launching soon with our version 1. Please stay tuned. We are in that community. We are planning to give some extra perks, some extra paid features at free for at least a week or two. So please stay tuned for that, and there will be more updates on that. Anything, Priya, you want to really say as a last closing statement? How was it? Did you really enjoy, like, like working with us, especially and for this webinar?
Loved it, absolutely loved it, and I'm very grateful to be, a part of it. Because if I could push somebody to start building their personal brand and help them get a job, I'm just gonna be on cloud nine, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you know what? I will just say it again and again. Please start building your personal brand today. Yesterday, chalo bhul jao. It's never too late. Start building it today, right away, and I promise you, you're going to see the returns in the next 4 to 5 months itself. But just stay consistent. That's it. कुछ भी चीज चाहिए होती है, you need discipline and consistency. You're not going to get anything out of anything without consistency. So just be consistent and have faith this is going to work out.
Sure.
And I promise you it will. I promise you. So again, thank you so much for having me over. It was lovely chatting with you all. And I actually look forward to, connecting again with you guys so that we can, sort of dive deeper into all of this and get this rolling. So yeah.
We will surely do that. Thank you, Priya. So we also have the recording. We will be also creating resources from our conversation. So do guys join the community. That will be only exclusively available. So please do join the community. We will have like resources like this and more to come. Yeah. All right.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot, everyone, for
Much.
joining. Thanks a lot, Omkar, for hosting. Thanks a lot, Priyadarshni, for being here and sharing your knowledge. I know it means a lot, and I know, like it would change many lives as well.
I
Yeah.
really hope so. And I'm really grateful for you, for having me over. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good Sunday, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Have a good Sunday, guys. Bye, guys. See you. Thank you.
Yeah.